Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to reading for the week of August 21st. We are just going to jump right in here and see what is going on for you. You have this Phoenix card and this Storm card. So, I feel a lot of your readings have been kind of these rebirth readings or, talking about Phoenix rising from the ashes. And so some of you have been going through a storm. I feel like the storm that you've been going through is trying to figure out like what you want to do with your life. I don't care if you're 90 years old. You could still be asking, what do I want to be when I grow up, right? And so I feel a lot of you have been kind of in that zone for a while. Like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to be? What type of person do I want to be? All those questions are like popping into my head here in your first row. And so I think that's taken up a lot of brain space, more or less. It's probably been something that you've been, like I said, thinking about for a long time. You always get these readings of reinvention as well. So, it seems to me like a lot of you are kind of in this process of, caterpillaring or butterflying, I should say, which I always make the joke that you always get butterflies in your reading. And you like... some of you won't believe this, but there are two butterflies at the or moths or something at the top right there. So there you go, exactly what I was talking about. It just definitely some sort of change. So like I said, there's some sort of transformation or change. We also see butterflies on here, right here. This is why I said the butterfly thing, is because right here there's a butterfly on the Queen of Swords. So every single reading that I do for you, butterflies, right? And, just something that I have noticed. You have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Magician. Magician is also a card of reinvention. We'll talk about that in a minute. But the Queen of Wands is about not caring what other people think, It's about needing to do something, like in the face of adversity. She has this black cat right here, and during the times of tarot, black cats were considered unlucky. And, obviously, yes, for all you cat ladies, they are not still unlucky. I totally get it. But during the times of tarot, they were, and it represents something. That's also why I bring this up. Everybody always gets so offended when I talk about their black cat. I'm like, chill out, number one. Number two, what it means is that you don't care what other people think. She has a black cat because she likes a black cat. It's just that simple. She doesn't care if they're unlucky or not. And so the whole point of the card is that you need to do things regardless of what other people say. You need to, make changes in your life, and it doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. I think you need to make decisions, for yourself. You have the Two of Swords here. Two of Swords is, of course, a card of being stuck in a stalemate, and I do feel like some of you have been stuck in going back and forth in your head, but you have the Magician here, and, the Magician really tells me one thing. It tells me one thing about you, Virgo, is it's like what brings you joy. He's pointing down to the ground, but there are these flowers in front of him here. He knows that to manifest things, he has to focus on joy, happiness, love, abundance. So it's like, what will make you happy. I feel like the direction or, even the transformation that you need to make. The Queen of Cups, she always moves towards her heart, going in this direction as well. All you earth signs always get these cards of moving towards your heart, or cards of more heart-based opportunity. So I would be moving towards your heart, the things that bring you joy, happiness, abundance, that make you feel good, all that other stuff is kind of like what I would be focusing on here, Virgo, if I were you. It seems to me that's what this reading wants. With the Queen of Wands, you have you, Virgo, the Hermit, right here. So this just tells me that you're coming up in a very strong position. Whenever you show up as yourself, it puts you in a position of power and strength and really allows you to get what you want from the reading. With the Two of Swords, you have these Six of Wands here. I do like this. This is like some sort of victory. It's like, in a lot of ways, I feel you're kind of conquering your own mind here. This is Two of Swords can be, in a lot of ways, it can be a lot of overthinking and negotiation. But, I see it as in this reading, your reading here, I see it as you negotiating with yourself, like trying to think, thinking that, trying to, it's like almost like settle with yourself or something. I don't know what words I'm popping into my head here, but, the thing I always say about the Two of Swords is there's another option. She has this new island behind her here, and she's never been to that new island, but she needs to take her blindfold off. She needs to stop trying to negotiate or settle for less in life, and she needs to go for like one thing that she knows deep down inside. Again, I wish I could verbalize what I want to say here better. but just sometimes I just can't, right? And I didn't sleep very well last night, Virgo. But what I would say is, it's like sometimes I think, we dance around something that we want in life. We, instead of just going straight for it, right? If you want a certain amount of money, a business, or whatever, it's like sometimes I think we feel like we have to warm people up to the idea or whatever. I feel like this is saying, no, rip the Band-Aid off. Just go straight for something. With the Magician, Two of Swords, again, move towards your happiness. We know this because of this right here. So, I think it's definitely time for you to move towards things that bring joy, happiness, abundance, make you feel love, all those things. Next in the, by the way, I forgot to say, we're doing past, present, future outcome in this reading. And in the present position, you have this conflict card, which we already kind of see. You have the Five of Wands as your first card. It says you might find yourself having personality clashes. If you're experiencing competition, see it as a chance to up your game. So Five of Wands is all about learning. We'll talk about that. And you have this teacher card, which says, teach what you know, even if you aren't an expert. Some people say the best way to learn something is to teach it, is to go through, learn it, and then share what you have learned. So I do feel that could be good for you. You have the Five of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Five of Wands is a card of conflict, competition, but I always say they're using sticks, they're not using swords. And so they are learning how to fight. And again, I feel if you do have competition, that, again, don't compare yourself to competition, but I think it would be an amazing time, obviously, for you to learn from competition, or for you to, study the competition and see what you can find. You have the Queen of Swords here. The Queen of Swords, well, I'll show you here. She's definitely wanting to expand. You have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands, card of taking the lead, card of expansion, card of going on an adventure, even going this way here. The Five of Wands, I call Indiana Jones, because it's like a card of going on some sort of crazy adventure to find some treasure. And then you literally go Three of Wands, something that will push you outside your comfort zones, to the world, which is the accomplishment. So it's like whatever you're thinking about doing, I would do it. You have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, there are like 2 billion reasons probably why you can't do something, but the Five of Pentacles says is like, if there's even just one reason why you can do something, no matter how small it is, it says take that step, make that, take that small step towards something, even if there's a lot of reasons why you can't do something. If there's one good reason you can, that is enough. And that's really what I feel here with the Five of Pentacles, for sure. I do feel like the Five of Pentacles is saying don't stay stuck on old ideas as well, as far as your finances are concerned, right? I don't know, I just have something popping into my head about money, or like old ideas, and I think it would be good to, if you're trying to save money or whatever, like update your skills about, learn about money, all that other good stuff, right? With the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. I feel like you're tired, you're at the end of the battle, you've been through a lot of battles, and now you're coming out the other side. The wounded warrior on the Nine of Wands, he has one more wand and everything else is behind him. But you could look at the 8 wands that are behind him as support. It's like, those are all different experiences that he learned from, and now he's kind of finally getting to that last wand, and now he's about to kind of be successful, so don't give up. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Three of Wands. Again, basically, whenever this happens, this is just, confirmation from the universe, Virgo. It's the universe basically saying, I meant what I said. So, I feel a lot of you need to take the lead to kind of conquer your own mind. And maybe that's what this reading is really about. And, and I wouldn't even, it's kind of weird because it's like, I wouldn't even try to convince yourself that you should do something new with your life. Like if you're trying to start a new business or move in a new direction in your career or whatever, I don't even think this is saying like convince yourself. I feel like it's saying just do it. Like skip all that. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Star. Yeah, something coming in and saving the day. I have the word like Trojan horse popping into my head here as well, which is pretty weird. So, but I almost feel like this is a good Trojan horse. It's like, as in you are the one that could be like, you're not like sneaking into something, but it's almost like something is taking you in. Very weird. I'm like, if you're trying to join a community, this could be like a business community or something like that. It's almost like you're, again, I don't think you're sneaking in, but that's the word that popped into my head was Trojan horse. That's very specific. It might only be for like one of you, but I feel like you're being taken in by a community, and it's almost like you're sneaking in. But again, that's not the word I'm trying to use. The Star is also a card of healing, and I do feel you're healing from the chaos of the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords, she doesn't necessarily represent chaos, but again, she can represent chaos of the mind. Being stuck in a stalemate. Obviously, if you're trying to make 2 decisions like she is, you're just going back and forth, right? Next, in the area of the future, you have this card that says, one small change. What do you know? Yes, I feel like one small change will make a difference. You have this card that says, ask for help. So anything you can do to get help from other people. will make you very successful. It's funny, I was saying if there's one, what was I saying on the Five of Pentacles? I don't remember. No, I was saying something about how if there's like one good reason to do something, that's enough. Even if the rest of the reasons are not good enough, or even if you can't convince yourself. And again, I feel those small changes are going to be very helpful. Again, I feel there are a lot of people, we are in a time of co-creation. So, if you're not asking for help, you're crazy because you're just making things slower on yourself. You have the Queen of Cups, the Three of Wands, and the Hangman. The Queen of Cups says, follow your heart. She has that cup. It almost looks like a trophy here. And it says that she really values her feelings. She really values how she feels about, the things that she's doing or the changes that she's making in her life or the things that she wants to do. And so I feel that for a lot of you, that you kind of maybe either want more value. It doesn't matter what gender you are. Either I feel like you want more value in your life or you want more valuable experiences. Things that are more fulfilling, things that make you more happy. And we see the Three of Wands here. The funny thing about the Three of Wands is you can see he's looking out at the water there, but it's golden in color. The traditional story of the Three of Wands is that he's looking at that water, but he thinks it's the desert because it's golden in color. But when he looks closer, he sees those ships. So it's like he's looking at something where there's no opportunity, the desert, right? But when he looks closer, he actually sees that it's water because the ships are there, and he just needs to get on those ships and go on an adventure. To me, everybody gets stuff like this lately for the past few months. And I've really been saying that, I think that this has a lot to do with the astrology. I think that there are a lot of opportunities in the things that we don't think have opportunity. We have to be very resourceful at this time, right? Nothing is just going to magically happen. We have to maybe come up with other ways of doing things as well. It's like if you might be staring at an opportunity that's a business and you might not have the money to do it, but it's like, how can you do it? Those are the questions that I would be asking yourself. Again, I like playing that game. Gay Hendricks has that book, The Big Leap. And in that book, I can't remember exactly what the question is, but it's basically, if everything went 100% according to plan, what would that look like? And I love playing that game because it's like, you just imagine how something could happen. Like if you need $1 million to start a business, but you have negative $1 million in your bank account, now you need two. And it's like, how could you make that possible? And, I don't know, put your thinking cap on. Think about how that could happen. Once you plant that seed of how it could happen, it immediately becomes possible. So I feel like it's kind of like you're making the impossible possible, which I feel like I said to you recently. You have the Hangman here. Again, you're becoming enlightened to something. You're waking up to something here is what I feel. His head is glowing on the Hangman. He's becoming aware of something for the first time. So you're increasing your awareness in this reading. And again, you could be increasing your awareness in the sense that you're like waking up to other ways of doing things in your life, which is great. Let's see. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Tower. I feel like you're healing from a Tower moment. This could be anything basically, but you have the Star. Whenever the Star comes up with the Tower, it kind of says you're healing from a Tower moment. Maybe there's been a lot of conflict and competition. The other thing that I would say, it's coming up in the future, and sometimes I feel we can avoid a Tower moment, of course, by paying attention. The Tower happens because the people inside this tower are ignoring reality. They are not seeing. They've been keeping things the same for too long. So, I would say look at any area of your life that has been the same for too long and make a change. If you make a change, then you will avoid the Tower moment. If you don't, the universe is going to say, well, they're not changing, so now we're going to do it for them, right? With the Three of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords. Again, look at this. That is crazy this is just the same thing right here. So I really feel that you're gaining a lot of clarity. You're seeing an opportunity. I do feel intuitively that, again, if you get an opportunity to do something new in your life, especially involving your finances, I would jump on it. Don't allow this this opportunity to pass you by with that Tower card because, again, I really feel you could be getting a good opportunity here. For a lot of you, it's like for some of you, it could be to travel. For others, it's clearly something that's going to break you out of the Three of Wands and the Five of Pentacles kind of lack thinking or whatever you want to call it. With the Hangman, you have the Two of Cups here. Could be love, but I would say this is more you and your higher self. I always say that Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. It's like you are getting communication from your higher self. This could be through dreams, daydreams, your intuition, repeating numbers, all those things. And so I'd be paying attention. I wouldn't really say this is a love reading. I mean, I think love is always available to us, but, I feel this is more kind of you reading, which it's kind of interesting because all the mid-monthlies were basically you readings for every single sign. Next, for your outcome, you have this rock card that says endurance. This is probably why you're being rewarded, because of that Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands kind of is a card of endurance, right, and not giving up. You have this gravity card that says groundedness on it. So I really feel that you need to ground some changes into the world. Sometimes I do feel we're like in between changes, or, especially if you're going through this reinvention here. It's like there might be some moments where you feel like a fake or a phony or something like that. And I feel in those moments, you need to, double down on the change that you're making, because I think that will cement it in your mind. You have the Devil, the King of Pentacles in the world. If you do want love, there could be another Earth sign coming in for you. I'm pretty sure it was your mid-monthly reading, Virgo, that you had Capricorn showing up. So I think you had both Capricorn and Virgo. You have Capricorn and Virgo here, so if you want love, this could be a new love connection that's coming in for you. Something that will make you happy, of course. I also feel there could be just like, a new connection coming in here with the Devil card, so, could be a new person. I don't really... to me, the Devil isn't really good or bad. To me, it can be both. And, I kind of feel there is something good coming in here. I feel like it's good, is what I would say. I don't get, like, any toxic vibes. Obviously, pay attention. But, I kind of feel if there's a person coming in, I feel they're very stable, secure. You might already have this person in your life as well, for some of you. So if you already have a person, I feel like it's very stable, secure, grounded. For others, I feel like you need to ground something in reality. The whole entire readings basically said this. The Magician and the Devil are as above, so below. But the Magician, these people on here, they have these like animal horns on their heads. And I always say that the animal horns represents like our baser instincts. And so to me, the Devil says sometimes we need to take energy from our root chakra, some sort of creative idea. We need to bring it up to our head and express it into the world right here. Something not reversed. Something needs to be grounded in reality with the King of Pentacles. You have the World. It will be an accomplishment. Definitely could be a Capricorn, by the way. 2 Capricorn cards here at the end. I also feel that you're kind of like ending negative cycles in your life, and you're creating more positive cycles, of course. But let's see. With the Devil here, you have the Knight of Cups. Told you. I knew that this was probably a love connection coming in for you right here. Definitely could be an Earth sign. This would be water, but again, you have so much Earth here. Just wouldn't surprise me if it was an Earth sign. I think I said to you in your mid-monthly reading that I'm pretty sure Capricorn and Virgo are like a perfect match. So, could be a Capricorn, could be a Taurus standing out to me. Could also be a Scorpio as well. But the Knight of Cups would be a knight in shining armor. Again, Knight of Cups, he's normally looking into that cup. He's dreaming of his future life. And again, he's standing in the desert. There's water flowing in front of him. That is definitely a big theme in your reading of, looking at an opportunity and thinking that there is no opportunity when there's actually a big opportunity. So if you are looking at something and you're saying to yourself, I don't have the resources, I feel like this reading is saying where there's a will, there's a way. So figure it out. With the King of Pentacles, here you go. You have the Queen of Cups, divine counterparts. So in even this way here, or no, not divine counterparts, but for some reason I was thinking King of Cups here. But still, definitely a solid connection regardless. I also feel that, kind of like committing to your heart is going to be important. King of Pentacles, he has a specific skill. He has these grapes on his cloak here, and the grapes kind of represent something specific that he is meant to do. And so I feel for a lot of you, this is saying like, do those things that your heart tells you to do. With the World, you have the 5 of Cups. It's a card of regrets. Don't have regrets. I feel like this reading is saying, don't have this tower moment. Make sure that you are committing to something that you want to do, right? We're pulling 5 main themes. You have this teardrop. It says great personal sorrow. Again, I feel like you've been processing things for, probably like at least a couple of years. So, maybe for some of you, literally tears. I don't think that has to be true for all of you. But with that 2 of Swords, I feel for the past several years, you've been, going through this, reinvention process, whatever. So, probably a lot of shedding of skin, tears, all that stuff. You have this lobster. It says financial pinch on it. I would keep an eye on your finances, but right next to it, you have this coins card. It says money will be coming to you. So I kind of feel some of you might be worried about your finances, 5 of Pentacles. But remember what I said, or you're worried about resources. You have so many cards here that kind of say you think you don't have the resource, but if you look closer, you do, right? 3 of Wands twice, Knight of Cups. So I feel like money is going to be coming in, maybe just when you need it. Next, you have this club. It says someone will try to make you do something against your will. Again, this could be a person you've dealt with. And again, I would just block them or do whatever you got to do. You have this key. It says successful outcome to your problems. Yes, Definitely a lot of successful outcomes to your problems. Again, you have a Phoenix card, the Magician. So if you are reinventing yourself with those two cards, and also the Devil as well, bringing something into the world, then I definitely see a lot of success in, a reinvention, a change, turning yourself into something new or better. So really good reading. I think it's all about you and a change that you're making, of course, but looks good. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.